So Teresa and I met like October-ish of last year. I was the one who invited her to Benchmark, but she lives in Summerville. She grew up in West Bountiful, so she knows this area really, really well. Let me get my cheat sheet. She actually fired her boss in May of last year. She is a psychology major. She has 2 dogs. They're beagles. So if you like beagles, just hit her up. She'll probably go for a walk with you and your dog. She has 11 nieces and nephews total. She loves hiking, camping, cooking, and gardening. And she is amazing. And you need to know her. You need to go to her class on the 25th at the DHCC. And now you get to learn more about her business and how to have her.
Thank you, Belinda. Okay, and it sounds like the mic is working, I think. So yeah, I'm Teresa. I have some, that's out of order. We'll come back to that 1 second. I was gonna start by showing you a picture of my extended family. I don't have any kids, but I have 11 nieces and nephews, and that's enough for now. My beagles, I have an older one and a younger one. I used to work at a doggy daycare, and I already had the older one. And then some family came in, and they were like, if you don't find a home for him by the end of the day, we're taking him to Humane Society. And I was like, well, he's mine. That's my dog now. They're very sweet. And then I put pictures up here specifically of my sister and I went to Banff last October because she lives almost in Canada. I tell people she lives in Canada, but it's not quite. Yeah. And it's beautiful up there. That was one of my like big lifetime bucket list items. So now I need help from Belinda because now I'm in debt. Just kidding. Not too much from that. But it was really fun. Okay, now we'll go back to this slide. So I have a branding strategy that is focused on bringing out your personality into your company. I think this is really important because right now, with everybody advertising on social media, it's so easy to just scroll past people. And there's all these companies trying to advertise, and it's like, blah, 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 I don't want to see this. But if you know the people, and if you are aware of them and their personality, and you like them, just like we like everybody in our Benchmark group, then you're going to be able to make that connection. And so that's what you want to do with your customers online and in person. So branding is a great way to do that. So I start by helping you define your values, what your niche is, who your target audience is, and then we create branding based around you and those things so it connects you to your audience. Okay. So this is just a brief samples of some of my parts of my process. I start by making a few different mood boards for you to look at and decide what you do and don't like from each one. And then that will lead me to design all of your other brand assets for you. So that includes your logos, colors, fonts, photography style, other little illustrations, because when you're designing your social media posts or your flyers, if you're using also the same illustrations that aren't just your logo, and if they match your logo, it just is that many more times that a customer is seeing you and what your personality is and tying it all together, and they're like, oh, I know that person, I know that brand. This is more examples of some of the little overview cards. I include this little like overview card with everybody's because that's a great thing to give to like your social media manager or your employees who have to make anything so that they have all the stuff to reference directly. And we'll look at some logos. These are mostly ones that I've done for like brand briefs online, which is kind of just like just playing with other designers to come up with like really fun stuff. And then I'll show you a couple of some of those are actual ones too, but I really like color and I like simplicity. But I also have a wide range of styles that I can work with. Sometimes even my range goes into things that I think are really ugly because that is what somebody wants. And if that is like so them and they are set on that, we'll do that. But I try to give people good advice and steer them in the right direction. Okay, Sky's not here today, but just last week, she asked me to help her she was like, I just need my logo tweaked a little bit to make it seem more professional. So she had come up with this one herself, which looks nice. But I redid it for her, and Forever, the brand that she works under, their main logo is the bolder font that I switched it to. And it also adds some contrast with the Memory Solutions font. Instead of being the same font, but all caps, it's like even more different. And one interesting thing is that both of those are the same width. And yet one of them looks way bigger. So it's like the little very specific things that you just don't think of unless you have had experience and look at it and are able to just see the proportions and stuff. So my degree is in psychology, which matches up really well with this because there's a lot of psychology behind colors and symbolism. But I also am just naturally very creative in design, talented. That's not a sentence. But I've always done that. And then in high school, they're like, well, that's a really competitive field to get into. You probably shouldn't do that. So I didn't. And then eventually I've come back around to it. And it's like, I wish they wouldn't tell people that. Because it's really not a big deal, especially if you're driven and hardworking. This is one that I did for someone. They had this drawing it's like a drawing from one of their relatives, and then they took a picture of it and had added the colors and the words to it, and that's what they were using for their logo at the time. So I was able to take that and turn it into a file that is like actually a vector file and can be blown up and like just look clean and professional. I also do just a variety of other things with clients after I've done some work for them, or some people come to me just for things like this. It's not like my main gig, but I can also do any sort of labels, stickers, business cards, flyers. Those ones are really fun. Okay. How much time do I have? Okay, really fast. Who here is wearing the most colors?
Yeah,
Karen.
Got 12 of them in the dress.
Okay, Karen, I'm interrupting your thing. Will you come up here and play a game for us? Really fast? Okay, we're gonna play my rip-off version of the Price is Right game. And if she gets 4 or more right, she can have this box of Cutler's cookies. You guys can help her, just like in the Price is Right. You can tell her if you think. So we're gonna have some statistics, and you got to guess if it's higher or lower than the number that I've given you. So I'll explain it on the first one here too. So 65% of people recognize a brand by its logo. Higher or lower? Okay, can we say more? It's higher. Okay. Only 58% of consumers will choose a brand with a logo they find ugly, even if they have good reviews. Higher or lower? Higher or lower? Final answer higher? Lower, like more people would, less people would.
Less people will choose a brand.
We'll see. It is less.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, 95% of leading brands use 4 colors in their logo. Is it more or less than 4?
I would say less than 4 because every logo I can think of uses like 2 or 3 at most.
Yeah, so it's 1 to 2. And a signature colored logo design increases brand recognition by up to 47%.
I'm gonna go with more because you said that and I thought Tiffany blue.
Yeah, yep. That's another one that people use is like Starbucks green. Like if people see that exact color green, it's like, oh, is this a Starbucks thing? It's way more. Okay, and then last one. On average, it takes 3 times seeing a logo before a customer remembers the brand.
You did get 4. So
How many times do they need to see the logo?
I almost want to say more.
It's tough. You already got 4, so you already won, but
it might take 4.
it is 5 to 7, which is why you need to be consistent in your branding and put it on all your posts and stuff. Okay. That's my link to my little brand identity workbook that I've had sitting here too and stuff. But yeah, thank you guys. These are for you.